Hey there, hotshot. So you want to code your own website? Well, luckily for you, I have my own website, and I'm going to break down some tutorials on how you can apply concepts from our website and use that to design your site. But at the same time, this video is mainly going to be a tutorial for our writers at Draft Utopia that want to learn the basics of the code that we use, because what they want is to type the article with words and to have photos up on the server, but they don't want to have to type in this complicated code. So this video is here to explain that, to reinforce the fact that we've got the basics, groundwork, foundation covered. So, but this is there for them as a resource, and I'm going to use screen share quite frequently. So there's going to be times when you see my face, and there's going to be times when you don't see my face. And this is going to be one of those moments where you don't see my face. So basically, one of my writers, Jesse Lucas, he's a really good writer, and he did a NFL mock draft, 7-round mock he sent me, and there's Excel table charts and stuff. This is just a rough draft document. Now, we go to Draft Utopia right now. This is all that shows up. Go back to screen share and go out. Go back in to screen share. And yes, so this website, and after 197, Justin Arias, quarterback, Idaho State, threw 3,500 passes at Idaho State, and he came on our podcast. This quarterback, we interviewed him for 30 minutes, and so we're all really high on it here. I mean, we think he's better than Sean Mannion and Bryce Petty, simply put. And I rated him as my 6th best quarterback. And every year there's a small school that knows. And this is the guy we like, Arias. And we've done the tape and we've done our research. Yeah, these are just because Jesse sent us the picks in an Excel file, but he didn't give us any write-ups, so we have to put some things in to make it look better. Even if it's just 1 or 2 sentences, they wrote that and stuff. So right now, there's this. After these picks, there's nothing. So, and there's no West Virginia photo here either. So back into the screen share. And we click that twice. That way we can just avoid seeing my face quicker. So that and here we go again. Screen share that. I'm pretty sure this is the file I want. Yep, that's the file. And paste this here. And let's paste all the code we made. And then I'll take you through the homepage and some other cool features after I get round 6 of Jesse's mock-up. But right now, to see if everything works properly. And we'll show you how to make your own mock drafts in code, because I don't want to make this so boring and dull and down to earth that it's like everyone tunes out. That's the last thing we need. So I'm thinking we'll reload the home page, and I know if you have a Windows, this goes up here and you see a little green space in between the nav bar and the white content bar. But try your best to ignore that. If you have Apple like myself, this is what you see. So this is Jesse, our writer. So, okay, I misspelled Central Florida. I'm going back in there. See, this is why double checking helps, because that question mark that they in incorrectly. And now we know that and edit that. Yeah, I put the I before the I put the I after the D in Central Florida. So Central Florida instead of Central Florida. Let's try that again. This is why web code is never got the question mark appears, it means you made a spelling error. It only appears if the photo is not in the server, so. And basically, Ernell Hall, Connor Halliday. A lot of the picks are similar to mine. Yeah, I had Mannion going to the Redskins in the 6th. And I also had Halliday going to I had Corey Robinson going to the Steelers in the 4th, but this is Jesse's mock. It's a little different from ours, and that's cool because it lets us go over some things and some talking points. But that's real cool. Once we get through the Connor Neighbors piece, there's 217 picks. I believe there's pick 218s the first pick in the 2nd round. Yep, because it says 219 there, and that's an indication that it's the 218th pick. So with that, the picks 218 through 250, round 7 picks, and we'll get that data in a second. And we'll even show you how to code. So, but I want to show you guys something first. This is the draft results, 2015 NFL draft results, draft ticker. Now, what we did here is we created a marquee ticker and we created some NFL headlines. Now, if we can make some other things flash up where it said NFL, showed a photo of the NFL, we would have the same media companies like ESPN have, except we would be able to embed that into our web server with our own unique web code. And that makes Draft Utopia very lethal if we have that technology. And other companies are just as capable of coming up with something like this as we did. So it's nothing to go. It is cool to have. I'm definitely going to go that far. And for this to load, I should probably close out some of our pages. I put some stuff, some humor, some gags, some jokes. I don't know. Yeah, I had and Edmonton winning the lottery in the McDavid pick, but everything else after that's completely serious. You got to be professional with this stuff. But the Connor McDavid thing was pretty huge in the lottery. They had an chance of winning the lottery, which was second to Arizona and Buffalo at the sync. Come on, NFL draft ticker. This little tiny thing here. We're not doing that talk show recording anymore. By an extent. This is going to say 2015 NFL mock draft, and it's going to list the picks. Tampa Bay, Tennessee. We'll X out the talk. We're having Josh Buchanan on. We've already interviewed 3 NFL prospects, 3 NFL draft prospects in the state. We interviewed Jaquel Pitts from Mayville State, and we've interviewed Keegan Lowe. That was the 3rd player we interviewed, the Oregon Ducks wide receiver, which is pretty awesome. Our journey keeps growing by the day. So the 2015 NFL thought that'd be a pretty sweet feature to have. And like scores, page, and code, we're probably there as well as on the game recaps. That way it's like, oh, if you just want a place where you can see the scores and maybe you get something like you get that week's headlines or that week's game recaps, or we put, but I don't know how we're going to do that yet. But the football scores is going to list all the scores for the games that week, and like first quarter updates, second quarter updates, like score by scores. Things going to be in the football scores page. I'll show you in a bit. I just want you to look at this news ticker for a second, and I'll show you how we coded that too. But this is something where Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tennessee Titans, Jacksonville Jaguars. It's a little carousel. I know I've shown that off for a bunch, but basically it moves all the draft picks from 1 to 32. And we did the same thing for round 2. It shows all the round 2 picks first, just like ESPN. But then after that, it goes back to the round 1 picks. Round 3 web page, round 3, but then we go back to round 1 and round 2. Why do we go back? Well, for starting to get first round picks than they do about the second. Yeah, I mean, if you want picks, you just click on the second round picks page. I mean, there's really nothing more else there to it. And if there's a trade, we'll put that in the server and we'll update that code. Another news ticker for day 2. So those transactions go into the database. We update what we're going to do to anticipate the draft, because this is what every other $1 million sports web draft ticker on their homepage, where the trades are going to occur, and then they update those trades on their server. Now, I wish I knew how to put photos and images and all this other cool stuff on ESPN, but I don't know that. This is pretty neat right now, so I'm going to stick with that. And these are our, instead of typing buttons, I just typed in little ID squares. Instead of like clicking little buttons you can push, I just thought these would be cool, like little sub nav bars. You can embed them into the thing around you wanted coverage of. So if it was day 2, it was Friday, May 1st, 2015, you could just go here or here and get all your day 2 coverage. Saturdays, you'll get every single round of coverage through these picks. And yeah, like what we'll do is we'll write the picks below. We'll grade each pick. So go back to our home page. I'm going to show you something else here. And then we're going to get into some code. I promise we're going to get into more code. I just got something else I need to show you guys on our home page real quick. And it's the MLS draft results webpage, which clearly we need to replace. We'll probably do that this week. But MLS draft results, what we did is we took the grades of each player, and we put the red font, and then we listed why we gave that player that grade. I think it's because we have all these apps open. But I'm going to use the restroom, and this should be up by the time we're done. Page nav bar. Whoa. I know I have anything on this page. And if it says file not found, well, we can just open something else. Here we go. Perfect. Perfecto. And like with this MLS thing, we didn't know how to put that code in it. Did okay, Kyle Laren, he gets an A grade. Like we knew that's what we wanted to do. Now, is there a way to make it like bold dot red or something, like where we type in a CSS function and we can increase the size of the font just for the bold picks, or whenever we bold something, the font gets bigger. I don't want to make it too much bigger, but I think it'd be cool to make that a little bigger, increase the font size by a little bit. But bold, I guess I could toy with it in CSS and see what happens. It's worth a shot at this point. But I don't want to toy with it, so no, don't toy with it. That's okay. But yes, the grade we give each player is going to be bolded in red, and we're going to have a paragraph like that on each NFL player. And if you want us to put video clips in or highlights of each player, that's cool too. Just shoot me an email, chris@draftutopia.com. And if you have YouTube highlights of a certain NFL player and you want us to put them in our draft special, we will be happy to oblige. We could pick highlights of other videos, but we just feel like that's wrong without like your consent and stuff. So yes, the Orlando City SC and New York City FC, Kyrie Shelton, Oregon State thing, and basically all this is just different forms of code and stuff. So now that you know that, we're going to do the same thing with the NFL draft. I'll probably give Winston a B or a B- grade, and then I'll type something in the code. And I can show you that later. I've got to use the restroom real quick, but then we'll be back to code stuff. So this is our round 3 code. Our day 6, like this is day 6 of the NFL draft. So this is like the list of all the picks, and you see the div ID trends. There's a trends bar in CSS I made, and look like NBC Sports or ESPN News with their tickers on their TV. I want to have something like that on our website where you see the ticker, you see our logo, and people know we're that company. But yes, this is basically where we're going to keep everything in terms of our data. And I know it can get really confusing. This is going to be the first year we've actually attempted to cover every pick by pick. But all right, so let's actually try to help Jesse out with round 7 of his mock. I want my writers like Jesse and Jason to code their own mocks. And so let's help them out. This is round 7 of Jesse's NFL mock draft. This file here. And as you can see, we click the edit button. I did all that work and nothing came out of it. So I'm just going to put that in there. You click the nav bar, just make sure the page and link appears, and I might just get like 2 flags of Finland and Sweden or something. I don't know. Because like, and then it will redirect you to the SHL and the, I don't know, the Elite Syrian and the SM Liga leagues, because we have like team pages for those teams as well. But we haven't updated the code on those pages yet because there's just too much to do at this point. I know. I can put like a, I think I know what I'm going to do. No, I can't do that. I wish I could do that. So this page is empty. On 6 of Jesse's mock draft. So we're going to go here, and this is all the code we use for our site. These are the nav bars and the CSS documents, the external style sheets. I never really got too much into that before. And let's check the file. Jesse, round 7. So that's the file we wanted. Perfect. And we just put round 7. This isn't going to be up until Tuesday, but I'm going to get the page set up so that you can understand what's going on here. And because I've got an NHL mock I've got to do as well. And I might Scandinavian hockey. I forgot the E in the leagues. So hockey legs, I guess. I guess that's what we're going to put. That's what we're going to name the page. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to copy this real quick. And I'm going to create a new file. And then go straight to go into this nav bar real quick. And I'm not sure what we're going to put on this page yet. I'll figure that out at a later date. I just want to get the page up so that you can choose between the Elite Syrian and the SM Liga leagues, the Finland and Swedish hockey leagues. SM Liga is a Finland and Elite Serien is Sweden, also known as the SHL, the Swedish Hockey League. So Sweden and Finland, maybe we do a history of their cultures as hockey or something. I don't know what we're going to put on that page, to be honest. I honestly have no clue what we're going to put on that page. All I know is I want to have that page up. That way, if people click on it later, it's there and it's ready to go. And what will happen is it'll reload all these pages with code for me. And yeah, I've got like some other things I got to do as well, so I know I'll do I'll do a NHL Elite Serien versus SM League NHL draft success rate. That's what I'll do. I'll do like an article about the success rate of prospects from the Swedish Hockey League and compare it to prospects in the Finland Hockey League and SM League, and break down the success ratio of players from those systems. That's what we're going to do. So we'll do that, and then we'll start working on the pages for the Swedish Hockey League and the Elite Serien leagues, because we have to have something up there for that blank page. We can't just leave that blank. But yeah, we'll have like a table chart and research some picks. I don't know how we're going to do that, but I do want to get something up at the point. So NFL draft results R7. Now what we'll do is 2015 draft R7. Or 2015 NFL draft R7. Like, we'll simplify it so that if people want to come back and check us out next year in 2016, we'll have the exact same code, but it'll be a lot simpler to execute. I mean, with all the NFL code we're making right now, it's going to be practically impossible to set up an NBA or NHL one at this point. I'm definitely planning on doing that in the future, though. But at this juncture, achieving a task of that magnitude is simply too difficult. I already did round 6, so, and all these have increased in kilobytes, so yeah, tomorrow I'm actually going to do the NASCAR page, because our writer who does the NASCAR stuff, they still don't understand this stuff, so I'm going to have to explain everything step by step by step. And I still feel like if I try to yell or explain or get them to watch it, he's going to accuse me of bullying, and I don't want to be accused of that. So you don't have to watch it, but it would help you tremendously. Like, if you did that for us, then instead of taking 20, 30 minutes to get your article up, I can get your article up in 5 minutes. And that saves me a lot of time. But if you want me to wait 30 minutes, I guess I can do that. And obviously we're not copying all that. See all that code? That's kind of like what you see when you view the source code for Google. You see all these random, you see this huge glob of letters and shit. Except we're replacing letters with NFL teams. But you see this huge glob of shit. And you don't see any, you don't see any enter keys or organization behind the code. You just see a huge glob of crap. I should say crap instead of shit, but you just see all this pointless crap. You don't understand how it works, but it works. For some reason, the random letters and the code and the blah, 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 the zippity, zoopity, zoppity, for some reason it works. And that's all you need to know. So, yeah. And Google is pretty cool, but source code, it doesn't mean you get to use their source code. You can view it as a sign of curiosity, but you're not. That's illegal. That's the kind of stuff that lands you in jail. But if you view it and you're curious about what makes it function, apply for a job at Google or Twitter, and if they don't hire you, well, you're screwed. Really. You have to keep that to yourself, and you just have to make good choices. It's pretty simple. So, yeah. Here we have the round 7 data, starting at pick 218, leading up to pick 256. This is the goal. This is the good cheese. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to put on Jesse Lucas's webpage for the round 7. Because if we have all this code for the draft and the teams, guess what? It gets a lot easier. And the day before the draft, I'm probably going to save all these documents of code into like a separate folder, because I think the idea of doing like a 7-round mock in the future would be cool. But at the same time, you'd have to reorganize the teams. You have to copy and paste certain teams without copying the pick. And I just think having that in a separate folder and organizing it would be so much easier for future draft classes. Because like the first 2 rounds, you know what players are going to be in the top 64. Like, you know there's going to be 64 teams picking, regardless of who's picking or where they are picking. You know there will be 64 teams making draft picks. And because you know that, you can just wait things out and be cool about everything. It's a necessary learning tool. Copy that, and a lot of people, some people are just insecure about the idea of just. So that's round 7. So here we go, and this is the final piece. There's one more piece after this, but and that's the thing you see on the bottom, like the links to all our pages and stuff. That stuff goes on the very bottom. And here we go. This is the bottom. This is it. Dun 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 dun. All right. So yes, that's all we need. We copy that. And yeah, if you see an NFL mock draft that's cool, feel free to post a link. And absolutely. And I'm gonna have to get more links to other mocks up. I don't read enough mocks. I feel like that's something I need to be more active with. I know I'm having really bad gas, burping a lot. I ate twice today at like 6 a.m. I had spin arc, and I had some eggs at 9. Kind of thirsty too. Like, I can go another hour or two without eating, but I'm really parched and thirsty, so I'm going to save the changes here, and we're going to load Jesse's round 7. And we'll see what happens. And yeah, I mean, like, the code is very simple. There's a trends feature, like a news ticker where you preset the width and everything. So I like the idea, and I have to thank Oren, because I used to have like red and stuff in my background, and he told me to build your website around the colors of your logo. And I was like, okay, I'll put my ego aside, because Joe, one of my other colleagues, wanted to make his entire background green or red, and I thought they were copying off me. So instead of being immature and accusing them of copying, you should just change your color first so yours looks better. I mean, that's the logical thing to do, is to change your background first so it looks better, and that way if they try to copy you, it's like, yeah. So we thought the green background would be good. I want to keep the blue outer image simply because I want this to symbolize America in some aspect, because red, white, blue, I want that to symbolize America. I'm even open to replacing the blue with an American flag if you want to do that. I'm okay with that. Like, if you think an American flag would be cooler than this, I'm open to replacing that. Letters. And to see those letters on top of an American flag feels like an act of disrespect, because the Americans deserve a sticker over it, because if we put a Draft Utopia logo over the American flag, it will indicate that our company's greater than America, and that's absolutely false. America is a superpower, and it's awesome. It has founding fathers. There's the Statue of Liberty, Mount Rushmore, the fireworks, baseball. There's just so many awesome things about America that we don't have time to delve into. But yeah, if we put an American flag here, that's going to look bad. And it's not that it's not a good idea, and you don't wear first. So good choices. Keep the blue background. You can pay homage to America theme here. And if you wanted to have your own website with an American flag, cool. But don't put a logo in the middle of it. Respect the shield, respect the flag, and just be smart about it. So, yeah. And April 21st. So that's the date. We're going to be posting this live on Tuesday, promoting it. And this is the 7th round. And I'm going to type in a few picks just so you guys get a better idea of who's on the board. I'm going to type in 2 picks. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Will Bauman, NC State Wolfpack. All right, so AJ Johnson goes here. And we type the position the player plays. This is very straightforward stuff. I don't want to bore you guys too much with this, so after I type in the AJ Johnson pick, I'm going to save this, and I'm going to see if Jesse can figure out the rest. Because I have 2 rounds of my NHL mock draft I have to get up by Monday. And if Jesse can't figure this out, I'll finish the rest like a leader, because that's what leadership's about. It's about finishing. When someone else struggles, you lead, you take accountability, and you get things done. So I'm going to, what the hell is I going to type? So that's our NHL mock that we're working on right now. So we're going to load this up, and let's see what happens. We're going to stop sharing in a second, but I'm pretty sure you guys get the point. All the background stuff with the nav bars and the nav bar, this green, that's all CSS. Social media, that's some custom search bar, and this is very basic code. So the Will Bauman pick is up, and the AJ Johnson pick is up. That's picks 220 through 252. We'll see if Jesse can get that to me, and if not, I'll have to email him the Excel sheet I modified as well. So I'll have to do that, and I'll have to see if send him this video of code and see if he can do that by Tuesday. I'm guessing he can't, but we'll see. I'm hoping I'm wrong. It's only 1 round. You're gonna learn. Today's Sunday, and you got this. But we want to make it so that everybody here at Draft Utopia that writes with us, that's agreed to write with us, knows how to do this stuff themselves. That's what we're trying to accomplish. And again, so that's that. X this out for now because I'm probably going to work on something else. I don't want to take up space. But yeah, so all right, so that's the tutorial for Draft Utopia's Code Academy or Web Development Academy. That's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to develop a web development academy. And if you guys have any questions on how to code table charts, or like in a draft file, like what I try to do is I do a draft prospect rankings. Like, what do you want to know? Do you want to know table charts? The CSS like determines the background. You can type things in the search engine. Forum, so focus on getting a scoreboard up and some other things. Like an NHL scoreboard would be kind of cool. If you could get all the other teams up, you could do that for the Stanley Cup final, and then you could add the scoreboard for the and it would be like live game updates and stuff, kind of like the other sites, but it'd be our live game updates. And we could have a photo of what happened throughout the game, like some photo captions and stuff. But we'd make it fun. We'd have to keep updating it. That's the problem with computers. You have to keep updating. So that's that, and that's our video. Thanks for watching.